So I just finished the 6th and final episode of Star Wars Tales of the Empire. The episode is called The Way Out. So what is this episode about? First, I think this episode is set a good 5, 10, maybe even 15 years after the previous episode. So I'm thinking we're only like 5 years from A New Hope at best. There's still a few Inquisitors around, so that works. And the premise of the episode is very different than the rest. Because the rest were very much about, the Inquisitor is trying to induct Barriss, and then Barriss realizing, nope, I don't want to be here and leaving. This is after that, but it's a bit after it. So, to set the stage, there's a family, so mother, father, and the baby boy are heading someplace. They're asking for a healer, which I figured pretty quickly they're probably talking about Barriss. They are. The kid's actually fine. Instead, the kid's force sensitive. And Barriss kind of recounts a little bit of her history with the Jedi, and then somebody's coming. I'm like, Inquisitor? So, the Inquisitor that we've seen the most is Lynn, who was a friend of Barriss before Order 66 and all that. Probably should have mentioned that way soon, though, because it's now really relevant. And I saw that. Or could it be Vader? It was not Vader. But I still wanted a confrontation between Vader and Barriss, because, Barriss did frame Ahsoka, and Vader used to be Anakin, but at the same time, Vader doesn't not want to think about being Anakin, so yeah, who knows. We're going to just get past that now, because I've already addressed that one criticism I have. And actually, I'm really glad they didn't have a confrontation between Barriss and Vader, because it wouldn't have worked with the story. But anyhow, Barriss sends her students, not really apprentices, but clearly people she's been mentoring, and the family off into an ice cave to pick up a ship to go to meet a friend. And to explain to the friend all that, and that the friend will understand. I wonder who that friend could be. Could it be a certain Togruta Jedi who, when she do Darth Vader, said she's no Jedi, but she's actually probably more of a Jedi than a lot of other Jedi? I'm just saying, could it be Ahsoka? I hope it's Ahsoka. I would love it if those two characters got to reconcile. And I really wish, if that was the case, we saw it and we didn't. But that's because the story is not about Barriss and Ahsoka's relationship. It's not relevant at all to the story, because Barriss confronts Lynn, and that duo they had, Barriss is unarmed, by the way, and I was like, this is going to parallel Barriss's fight with the Grand Inquisitor way back in episode 4, Devotion, and I was right. Barriss even quotes not necessarily quotes, but purposely misquotes one of the Grand Inquisitor's line. Basically, the Grand Inquisitor way back in episode 4, basically, of Barriss said that her not embracing her fear, her Jedi training made her predictable. Guess what Barriss tells Lynn? Her fear makes her predictable. And yeah, it's slightly different, more peaceful fight, weird to say, but because there's no bloody noses, that's why. But the point is, Barriss was, essentially trying to talk Lynn out of, being on the dark side. And eventually, Barriss does let Lynn go after the family, because Barriss knew that if Lynn didn't let go of her fear, she would never escape those ice caves there. Which I'm like, those caves had something special attunement to the Force, otherwise, that wouldn't be a thing. And the thing is it reminded me, with Lynn being in the ice caves, reminded me a little bit of some of the stuff we saw in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, with some of the more Force trippy sections, especially the vision that Cal had on Bogana in the Holocron Vault there, like, somewhat similar but different. And at the very end, Lynn is basically panicking, just swinging her lightsaber randomly, because she is unbound, she's fearful, fear is basically controlling her and all that, and she stabs Barriss with the lightsaber. And that seems to snap Lynn out of it, maybe realizing consequences and all that. And because of the code, we actually see Barriss's breath, which, by the way, amazing animation there. And Barriss's breath is pretty consistent after the stab wound, and then it stops. No more breath. And then Lynn says, I'm going to get you out there. And she picks up Barriss, carries her out. And also at the same time, looks like springs starting to form outside the ice cave. Makes me wonder how long they were there. But anyhow, and she leaves her lightsaber behind. Lynn did not have a helmet like Barriss. But her lightsaber, her Inquisitor lightsaber, she leaves behind. And perhaps that could be a symbolizing of how she's letting go of her fear of her and all that, and she's letting go of the dark side. And I think it's likely that Barriss did die at the end of the episode. But the thing is, Lynn did say that she's going to get Barriss out of there. And just like, we still don't know what happened to the Jedi that Barriss tried to save in the last episode. I'd like to think he survived. So hopefully Barriss will survive. There's a chance. There is a chance. I mean, if she gets quick enough medical attention. But the point is whether Barriss survives or not is not important. The thing is, she went down a dark path, realized that she can't do it, and re-embraced the light, and became a better person for it. And by the way, she looked back on her time with the Jedi fondly. So, she's probably still recognized as a hubrisat, but she probably realizes that the faults with the Jedi were partially caused by Sith manipulation. So it's quite interesting though. Really, I want more of Barriss's story. Really get more into her characterization. I think a Barriss novel would be really interesting. Really delve into what we saw between the scenes here. But yeah, this really is just a good episode. But that's where I'm going to end my talking about the way out. Because Lynn did find her way out of the dark side. And like I said, hopefully Barriss survives. Probably not, but hopefully. I mean, don't know. It's kind of open there, but the visual evidence suggests otherwise. But this is Star Wars. It can happen. It can happen. But anyhow, I do want to hear your thoughts on the way out in the comment section down below. And stay tuned for when I'm going to be talking about the Barriss episodes as a whole. And the Tales of the Empire series as a whole as well. And the story and the contrast they are telling. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and share. Also, consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest content. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you, always.